The views and opinions of the FYE100 Podcast are those solely of CJ100 and Tez the Fi. Any content addressed on this show is their opinion and not intended to offend any religion, ethnic group, organization, company, or individual. What's going on, y'all? It's the FYE100 Podcast. My boy CJ100.
Yes, sir.
Tez the Fi. And we got a special guest, man. My guy JARBO CARTER, man. How you doing? How everything going with you?
Everything lovely, man. You got the king in the building right now.
Yes, sir. So, man, this episode right here, man, is really gonna be about, the growth. I got a couple of guys with me that, had some dealings in the street, had some dealings with, a life that me personally, I ain't never had to see. But these guys had to go through the mud, man, had to go through the struggle to really make their own name. So, right. I'm going to give my boy JARBO CARTER the flow, man, and kind of give him a brief summary of your story. We can go from there.
Man, first off, man, I gotta give praise to Allah. Without him, nothing is possible.
Yes, sir.
I have to be honest about it. But at the end of the day, I'm going to give you all a brief summary. I went to school with Tez, and Tez know me in school. This is what, I was doing what I was doing in school.
That's why I had to get him on. The boy's story is a real story.
Right. So while doing all that, man, it was just a process of, you looking at where I come from. And
where you from?
I'm from Brewell. It's an area we call, it's out in Somerville.
Fayette County,
but it's Brewell.
Okay.
Shout out to Brewell. That's my hood, by the way.
Okay.
And so coming from there, seeing what I seen, participating in a lot of those activities, which are out of the statute of limitation right now.
Right. We good.
So participating in those particular acts and seeing things go the way they went, to come from that, man, it was just like, it's like night and day.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like starting at 15 and you hustling, you getting your first.
That's the age right there.
Yeah, you get your first half a thing and you just going from there.
Right.
So, I'm doing what I'm doing.
Right.
And a lot of the guys that was with me, I don't call their names, but all of us was hustling.
Right.
So we turned around and we flipped it. And a lot of those guys, as we got older, they wanted to continue doing it.
Right.
But I had another plan. So electronics was my way out.
You had an exit plan.
Exit plan. Electronics was my way out. So what I did, I said, man, look, I'm gonna pick up at this particular juncture was VCRs and DVD players.
Right.
Yeah.
I said, I'm gonna pick this up and learn out how to fix it.
Like, what that is? Yeah.
So I fixed those, got those in play, and after that, I just went straight to electronics.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And went to college or whatnot, got my degree. And I was still hustling when I was in college.
Right.
So by the time I got done, I was like, man, I can't do this no more. You know what I'm saying? The hassle, the hassle of it, the people don't understand, like, when you're a true hustler, and I'm an all-around hustler.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But people are going to, your demand when you have great product is a must.
Right.
People are going to want it.
Right.
And so you have to be willing to stay up all night.
Right.
You have to be willing to continue to
have
that drive to say, man, I'm gonna get it by all means. But all money ain't good money.
See, these rappers, what they tell people is the glorious, the what looks good, but they don't really tell you about, like you said, the long nights. They don't tell you about when you fuck up your reel, because that happens if you're not on your game. See, a lot of guys, they hustle backwards.
Yeah.
So back in the day, halves was $45, $40 a half ounce. You know what I'm saying? We was slanging Reggie back then. These niggas got it made. Now they really know how to move their money. But we was starting off with $45. Everybody started at half. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody.
And you want to double up your money to get you an ounce. But it's like people they can't describe it because they lying. Most of these guys, they be lying. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like anything else. Dope selling ain't some glorious job, bro. The only thing people like about it, really, I think, is the fact that you control your hours.
Yeah.
But you don't have a check coming every week.
Yeah.
So it's like it's up. That's the hustle mentality. It's like you don't have a job to rely on. You feel what I'm saying? The money you make. You know what I'm saying? If you fuck up that money, you're not getting a check to replace that. You got to go hustle it up. But I was just speaking to that point.
And at that time when I was buying a house, I was paying $30 a half.
Yeah.
Because my folks.
Plug. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So those guys was putting me in the door, and So I always took, when I went to corporate America, which is the electronic business that I'm in now.
Right.
I went to that with the same mindset of selling drugs.
It's the same thing.
But a lot of people don't understand. See, a profit is a profit to me.
Yeah.
Whether it's a $10 profit or a $100 profit, it's more than what you had previously.
Right.
So when you make that profit, it's all about what you do with that profit. And so a lot of times we're not taught the economics of how to deal and use our money.
Right. We don't know how to redistribute it.
We don't know. And so now we out here, we buying materialistic things that have no value.
Right.
And then while getting these things that have no value, we consistently bringing, not only are we bringing the police, but we bringing the robbers.
Right.
So I always kept a low profile lifestyle.
Right.
And that was for those particular reasons. When I was hustling, I never bought anything that was going to catch attention.
That was me.
At the age of 18, at that time, a lot of guys were driving Grand Marquises.
Right.
I had one, on the fold, on the 24.
Yeah.
I could afford to get those.
Right.
I chose not to.
Yeah.
Guys had gold grills. I chose not to get them.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to draw less attention as possible.
The object is to not be caught.
That's what the game is. That's what it's supposed to be.
Right.
Get in, get you enough money to do what you need to do.
And keep it moving.
But these guys now, and even at that juncture, a lot of those guys that was hustling alongside me, they didn't have that mentality. Their mentality was get some money, let's go party, let's go hang out with the chicks,
right,
et cetera, et cetera. So now we're looking at it like, nah, man, this is not the way of going. Me and another partner of mine, that's why I said we. And we both took another route.
Right.
So I think if we find someone that is into the dope game,
right,
I think we have to teach them how to utilize their money properly.
Because I'm going to tell you the truth, I didn't.
Yeah.
I was just like, I wasn't, I never been a party guy, so that's not how I spent my money.
Yeah.
But once, especially when you hustling and this money that you got, like it's different when you get a check, bro. Because when you got the money in your hand at all times, it's easier to fuck it off.
Go. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Very.
And that's what I was doing.
Very.
Like I was hustling. That's why I could speak to it, because I was hustling backwards.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I was basically like about to be done with the shit that I started to understand how to really make that shit work for me. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of guys don't get that. They really just want to be something without trying to be it. You see what I'm saying? They just want to look like it.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So
yeah, we don't in our communities, they don't teach us the basics.
Right.
And when we go to public schools and the educational system is based off of them.
Yep.
How can people in our community relate to George Washington or all these other people that they teach us in the history that don't look like us?
Yep.
Right. They don't teach us about them Visa.
Nah, they don't teach us about King Mansa Musa.
Nah.
He was the richest man that ever graced the earth.
Yep.
Period.
So they don't teach us that. So now when you look at as a black person, as a person of color, when you look at us and we look at each other, we see no value.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's one of the problems that's going on in America right now.
Yeah.
I tell people this, and I had to correct one of my partners about this once before. We was talking about we was talking about Black Lives Matter.
Okay.
And we was addressing that issue.
Right.
And he was like, well, we got to stop killing each other and blah, blah, blah. The police won't stop killing us until we stop killing us. I said, let me stop you.
Right.
I said, see, the difference is if Jarbo kill Tez, Jarbo finna get 25 years.
Right.
If Officer Dan kill Tez, he get paid administrative leave.
Right.
And that's the difference in our community.
See, my issue with police brutality, I don't look at it as a race issue, right?
Yeah.
I look at it as the police that have too much leadway.
Yeah.
Like it's like I don't care what race you are, because it's like I know that there are protocols to leg shots, tasers, even chokeholds before you blow a nigga head off. You know what I'm saying? And I do have a problem with the fact that they're literally getting away with murder. That's the issue that I really have. It's just a fundamental problem that I have with it. It's like, hold these motherfuckers accountable. basically, if I get 25 for being murdering someone, I feel like they should get 50 because you held to a higher standard. You're supposed to protect me.
You're professional,
right? That's your job. Like you trained for this job. They put you through all these tests to make sure you were fit to do this job. Yeah. Okay, well, do your damn job.
Yeah. Well, and that's important too. They need to. I think that they need. It's systematic, and I think they need to address the system.
Yep.
That's the issue.
It's just like racism, white supremacy.
Right.
They should address the issue.
Right.
About that because it's a structure.
Right.
It's not just a one, two, three, four people.
Right.
It's a system, and when that system is designed to keep this particular group of people encaged, what I call it, you have to address those issues. And I say all that to go back to what I was saying about drug selling.
Right.
That's what leads us to that.
Right.
It leads us to selling drugs because you think about it. We go to a job interview.
Right.
You're qualified.
Right.
The next person that look like them is not qualified.
Right.
But they'll tell you you're overqualified.
Right.
And they'll qualify that person.
Right.
Because it's always going to be something to not give us the job.
Right.
So now we're looking at it like, okay, man, I got to go out here and I got to
make
do something.
Happen.
I got to make something happen. So you have a lot of guys that hustle to feed their family.
Right.
And you got a lot of guys that hustle to bullshit.
Right.
And so when you look at it, and when I compare myself to that lifestyle, I did it for money.
Right. Period.
Because at the junction when I did it, it wasn't like I was fiending for money.
Right.
But I seen as a hustler, goes back to me being an all-around hustler.
Right.
I saw opportunity to get paid.
And I was listening to this guy. I can't remember his name, but he got a book about how he was in the pimping lifestyle. And to him, he was like, I didn't see it as wrong. It was like the community that I was living in, it was an opportunity.
Yeah.
So I knew I could do it. I knew that I could be different from what I've seen. I knew I could be the one that could kind of guide a woman versus, because she was going to do it anyway. So that's how he looked at it. But I brought that up to say a lot of us do get in this space where we 15. And you can't really get a job at 15. Like Chick-fil-A only gonna hire a certain amount of people.
Yeah.
And come on now if you want to talk about race, Chick-fil-A, most of them gonna be young white boys. It's just the truth. Like I don't know what the reason is, but it's constantly happening. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So how you gonna make money? Now you don't have to go to weed. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, if you, I was selling candy. I sold instrumentals. I sold songs. I sold all this shit. Put them on CD, the burner. You know, the all white burner joint. You know how they go. But
I sold it too. I sold
you know
a lot of DVDs and
but
CDs
that's illegal.
too.
That's illegal. It's still illegal.
It
you know
is.
what I'm saying? So it's like I can do that and be smacked with a charge.
Yeah.
Because my community is just policed harder.
Yeah.
Versus the white guy that's doing I don't look at it in a victim way, but I do recognize there's differences.
That it exists.
Like you can't act like it. There are things that holds us back. And I think what white people miss about it, they just look at the system as the system.
Yeah.
They don't understand that this whole thing was built to do something.
Mm-hmm.
And whether you believe it is or not, you can have the best intentions. If you're following the protocols of a system, you don't realize that the back end of that is that system was set up to basically oppress these people. Not that you're doing it intentionally, but that's how it's built. That's why I agree with you. We have to. The foundation is not solid.
No, and so on my side, I give my view as a guy that was outside of the game,
right? That
kind of seen, bits and pieces of it, not because I was in it, because of my environment that I was around,
right?
So for me, I never never really wanted that life because of some of the stories my mama told me. My mama from Mississippi,
right?
She had brothers that was kingpins out there, like real deal made men out there,
right?
And man, I remember one story in particular she told me, and it kind of set me on the path that I didn't want that life. They in Mississippi, and everybody know who they is. And this guy came in, kicked the door down, looking for my uncles, and held a gun to my grandmama head. Held a gun to, it was two guys. Other guy grabbed my auntie, held a gun to her head, hit my grandmama in the back of the head with the gun. She out cold, and me and my mama was staying with them at the time. I think I wasn't even a year old, but my mama carrying me, and all of a sudden my uncles come in, so they see the date. So now it's a problem,
right?
So and man, they done already did their time and everything for this store. So this ain't nothing new. But man, my uncle ended up assaulting one of the guys or whatever, took his life. And of course the police got called for the commotion.
Right.
And man, my mama tell me this story, and every time she tell it to me, it's like, damn, man, we walking down the steps, bro. Police got guns out on everybody.
Right.
I almost shot my mama.
Right.
You know, right there, baby in her arm and everything.
Right.
And she was like, we ended up talking because at one point in time I thought about it. And she told me, she was like, baby, you don't want that lifestyle.
Right. Because
if you ain't used to having enemies or being paranoid, bro, that's part of the game you're going to have to get used to, because my mama, when she was saying that, she was saying my mama didn't have nothing to do with what my brothers was doing. Right. But she almost got killed just because they just wanted to come up real quick. That's what it was. And they wanted to come up. Oh, these niggas got the money. Oh, we know where they stay. Let's kick the door down and let's get the money. So for me, that's what always kind of deterred me from going to that lifetime, because I kind of seen the outcomes of it, and I didn't want no pause.
It's not like what we were saying. It's not glorious.
Nah,
it's like you have to look at it like your mentality with it when you were doing it is how you should do it. Yeah, is I have a goal. I know I can achieve it by doing this. Let's get this done and know where I'm going after that. Because you can say I got a goal, but what's your plan when you actually get to the goal?
Absolutely. Yeah. I think a lot of times, by us growing up in these certain communities, we actually look up to the dope boys.
Yep.
So looking up to the dope boys, we see the fancy cars, we see all the girls, we see the money, we see the jewelry.
And I hate people downplay that like
shouldn't matter.
It's like it matters, bro.
Yeah, it
you know
matters.
what I'm saying? You want to be that guy.
Yep.
Because,
what guy doesn't want that?
Because that's what you're seeing.
Right.
So, and what I try to do now is I just really like when young guys talk to me and I have that conversation with them, I always preach to them about loyalty and respect.
Right.
You know,
that's lost in the game.
That's the main thing. You know, I've had guys to this day, if I really wanted to get back in the game, I can call them and one have to spend a dime.
Yep.
Right.
But it's not about that with me. I don't want that. I don't want it no more.
Right.
You know, I'm done with it.
You've matured.
But I want younger guys to understand, like, this lifestyle that y'all trying to live, and you watch these rappers do, they're not selling no drugs.
They're not.
I told them that a long time ago. I told them a long time ago when Lil Wayne was on top of the game.
Right.
I told a young guy, he was like, man, I'm trying to go like Wayne, get me. So I said, bro, Wayne on a plane.
Right.
I said, Wayne ain't selling no dope.
Right. And Wayne was taking it, like he was basically putting the game young.
Yeah.
I mean young. So he never even really dealt with that.
He didn't have to. And so
exactly. And there's nothing wrong with that. Except but you portraying this image that you are. Yeah.
And I think our guys, I think, you know, as older guys is what they call OGs in the game.
Right.
I try to teach guys about finding them a trade or a skill.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna tell you why I say all that. I'm saying all that to say this.
Right.
I know teachers that got doctor's degrees.
Right.
Only making $65,000, $70,000 a year.
Right.
I got partners, homeboys, that's making $130K.
Right.
And they may drive a truck.
Right.
They may do welding.
Right.
Those guys are clocking dough. Yeah, HVAC. So these guys are clocking dough, and they never had to go to 8 years of school.
It's a scam.
So so don't any young guy that's listening to the podcast or going to listen to the podcast, you don't have to go to school to have a great life.
Nope.
Find you something that you're great in.
Right.
Go out and get the credentials you need for that thing that you're great in. Come back. If they don't want to hire you, do like I did. I started my own.
Yes,
you can't. So when I started my own, you can't tell me what and what not to do. How you gonna shut my business down? I run the show. Yeah, and that's how you want to be.
Yep.
FYE100 Podcast way.
You gotta run the show.
And
we gotta be young. We gotta be enthusiastic about this because I'm not being flamboyant, arrogant, or cocky. I'm confident.
Yeah.
Because you can't.
I noticed it when you walked in the door.
You can't take that away from me.
You can tell it.
You can't take that away from me.
Right, because you worked for it.
You can't do nothing. You can't do nothing they didn't already try to do to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? A couple weeks ago, I was in the hospital fighting for my life.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I prayed. I made peace with Allah, and I said this to myself: if I make it out, can't nothing stop me. Ain't nothing out here can stop me. So young cats, I'm not telling you, you ain't got to go out here being cocky, flamboyant, and arrogant. Be confident in your abilities.
Right.
When I come to this electronic shit,
right,
I'm the Jay-Z of this shit.
Right.
I'm saying it on the podcast because I want these cats to know, and they know it.
Yes,
it ain't no cat that do electronics, especially in the country. They're going to always consult with me, just like I consult with them, because to be the best, you don't have to be individually into this. Right. You can be collectively, and you can be one of the best, and still be the best.
Right.
So these other guys that do the same thing that I do, and shout out to them, they know who they are. They are just as good as me.
Right. But together.
But we're together, and the reason why I say I have the utmost confidence is because those guys put confidence in me.
Right.
And when someone has confidence in me, that's what make me the best.
Right.
That's what make me great at what I do.
Right.
And I always look at it life like that. Like I want to be the best at whatever I do. And I don't want, and it's not I don't look at things as a competition.
Right.
I look at things as if all of us working together, we're the best.
T.I. versus T.I.P. type shit.
Yeah, we're the best.
I'm my battle is with the man in the mirror.
Yeah.
Like I want to be the best I can be.
Yeah.
And what he's saying to y'all, just so we make sure y'all get an understanding of what he's saying. He's not telling you what to do. He's not telling you what you should do as far as what you're dealing with. He's telling you how to get it done.
Yeah.
That's what he's telling you. It's I'm not gonna tell nobody to sell drugs, and I'm not gonna push them away from selling it. If that's because I can't stop you.
Right.
I understand that.
Absolutely.
But have a purpose, young brother.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Because you get lost. You can get lost out here. Have a goal and do what it takes to accomplish that goal. You don't depend on anybody but yourself.
Yeah.
Like you can have help, but don't rely on that help.
Yeah.
So, all right. So to swing it back, what lessons did the game teach y'all? Y'all all ran into obstacles, and I know y'all are different from mine. Because when you in that lifestyle, it might be guys you think you can trust that you really can't. It might be dealers that then shorted you on money. So, like I said, without getting into detail, some of the lessons you kind of learn from the lifestyle.
Stay attentive. Pay attention. Listen. Watch. And it's three things I'm going to give you 3 words that I always go by. People, places, things. Watch the people you hang around. Watch the places you go. Watch the things you do. That's what I learned from that.
Yep.
Never have I ever even had an attempt of a robbery on me.
Right.
Because I always looked at it like this. They can't hit a moving target.
Right.
Yeah.
I've never stayed in one place too long.
Yeah.
Right.
When I'm sitting still, I make sure I watch around me and I disappear.
Right.
So there was things that I learned from that game. On top of the financial part, were about the profits. Making your profit.
That was a big
making
lesson.
your profits. $10, $5 profit is just like a $5,000 profit. They'll say, well, $5,000 is big. No. A profit is a profit because $5 is still more than what you previously had in your pocket.
And what's crazy about you saying that, there was this little Facebook post went around not too long ago, and it was like a guy had a bow for $1,500, and he only made $500 off of it. And people was clowning him in the comments. I said, hold on, he won.
Right?
Could he have made more? Yeah, he probably fucked off some money, but he still got a profit.
He made a profit,
and they were missing that. It's like, see, that's the problem with us.
Yeah,
it's the figure. And what we don't understand about the figure, if I make $1 million a year, I got a $1 million house. Let's say my mortgage is $1,500 a month. I got a 2021 G-Wagon. What's my note gonna be on there? About 8.
You probably about 12.
8 to 12. Okay.
Yeah.
Depending on your APR. And that's another thing. That's another discussion.
Yeah, we
but
getting it.
I'm still doing the same thing. Somebody that making $50 $50 an hour or $25 an hour. I'm doing the same thing. And it's not about the money. It's about the practice. It's about the habits. And I learned a lot from trapping to understanding how to move my money. I didn't get it when I was doing it, but it's like the constant fucking up. is what taught me. And see, you said you never been robbed. I have. Because I wasn't moving smart.
Yeah.
And I realized it's lessons to take from all this. Whether you don't get robbed or whether you don't take a lot, it's still lessons in all of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I learned that just because somebody sounds good, just because they look good, because they talking the right shit, don't mean you should do business with them.
Absolutely.
And I learned that because what I learned from that was basically if the business ain't right, I need to see it.
Yeah.
Like I need to, like you need. It's like that's another thing about trapping. Like it ain't no Better Business Bureau. You feel what I'm saying? Like it ain't. You know what I'm saying?
You can call.
Right.
Absolutely.
It's like I can't confirm that this guy does good business.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you have to have the eyes. You have to have the attentiveness, like you said, to pay attention to what's going on. So that taught me a lot. Not even just monetarily or jobs or hustling. That helped me as a man.
Yeah.
To help just read people. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it's important.
So
very important.
as far as that go, the learning, the lessons, the lifestyle that's glorified now. You know,
Right.
like you said, they don't see the struggle behind it. But if you could say it was a positive to you, not a positive, but times that you had that you enjoyed why was that? Was it because of the money? Was it because of the people around you? Was it because of the things that you got from it? You know, was it any positivity in that lifestyle, in that scene?
Like I get what the rappers be talking about.
Yeah.
Like because even though I wasn't flamboyant, women knew. You know what
Females.
I'm saying? Yeah, females. Yeah, because we was young as fuck then.
Yeah.
But,
they know.
They know. So it's like they flock to it. Even if they don't smoke, it's like they flocking to you. They don't know how much you making.
Yeah.
They just know you known for that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's like, oh yeah, you get. I mean, I'm talking. Look, I didn't. This how I knew I wasn't where I should have been because I was giving deals to, you know what I'm saying, Smash or something. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but it come with the territory. Like you can either reject it or take it. But that was one thing I guess you could say was quote unquote good. Another thing is just, I mean, the time. Like I got my day.
Yeah.
Like I work now, you know what I'm saying. But I like at that time I had my day. Like I could maneuver how I want. It's the freedom.
Yeah,
a lot of guys get stuck in the freedom and don't even be making no money. But yeah, that's the good thing about one good thing about it.
If I could take something that was good about it, you know, I learned how to move in life.
Yeah,
you know, that was the good part of it. You know, I learned to not all, you know, while doing what I was doing, to not trust so many people around me.
Yep.
Because I'm gonna give you a short story. Anybody that ever been around me, you can attest to this. I help you.
Yeah.
Yep.
It don't matter what the circumstances is. If you're around me and I call you my partner, I'm gonna give you the shirt off my back because that's just my heart.
Yep.
Right.
But a lot of guys that was around me, they fucked me.
In that game.
Not on a sexual level, on a business level,
Yeah.
and a friendship level.
Right.
Dang.
So once they done that to me, it's like, damn, I've been loyal. That's why I go back to the loyalness.
Right.
I've been loyal to these cats.
Yeah.
And you cross me out, out of all people. Like two of my homeboys right now, that was 100 all the time. R.I.P. EJ, he died in 2016. And little Chris, my right-hand man, died in 2018.
Yeah.
Those two guys never crossed me.
Yeah.
Ever. Whenever I call, oh, man, whatever. I need you to do such. They down. It's game time.
Yeah.
Right.
So, you know, those guys was a part of the hustling coming up with me. So, you know, when I lost them, you know, it took a lot out of me. But I still say the positive from the dope setting is you gonna learn to deal with things quick because I had to deal with those things quick. And now, like I said, it still hurt to this day for me losing both of them.
Right.
But I have from the positive side of the dope, I learned quickly to, you know, I have to keep my smiles on and keep everything intact because I know they wouldn't want me feeling like this because we all hustle together,
Right.
you know, And I tell anybody, man, whatever you do in life, enjoy it.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn if you clean out the trash can.
Yeah.
Right.
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Right.
Because too many times in life we take life for granted.
Man.
And just like you, like myself, and like you.
Yeah.
We could not have made it out the game.
Mm-hmm.
You said you been robbed.
Right.
You could have easily got killed.
Yep.
I've never been robbed, but I could have easily been a target.
Right.
I could have easily been ambushed.
Right.
And far as like with the women, you know, I've always have been a playboy with the girls.
Right.
That's nothing new.
Yeah.
You know, I had my share of women.
Right.
So I would never get overjoyed or overlapped by some girl showing me the vagina.
Right.
It's not fascinating to me.
Right.
Because I done seen so many.
I done seen enough of them.
Yeah.
So, you know, I didn't have to worry about that in the lifestyle that I was living because I was all about the money.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So the positive of it all is I learned to deal with things better.
Right.
And I just had to move on. I mean,
Yeah. Man, like the game, like I said, the rappers, even when they talk about it, they make it sound glorious. But the losses, bro.
yes.
It's the losses. Like
Yes.
that's what you remember.
Mm-hmm.
You can think about the profits. You can think about the times you won. It's the times that shit didn't go right
Man.
and losing your guys, man. Like that's serious. Like,
Mhm.
and that just to speak to the black community, we numb to that shit, bro.
Man.
We numb to losing people,
Man.
and especially in that field because it's like, bro, I'm talking about, bro. I could rattle off so many names.
Yeah.
It's like, cause it's like it's almost like I pray for my guys now that's still out here. You know what I'm saying? Cause I know how it go. I know it's a matter of time if they don't move right. If they don't cut that shit out.
And I think that's the thing with me. It's like when I see them RIPs, it's almost it hurt me.
Right.
But it's like when you in that game, you can't be hurt. It's like you can't show weakness because if I show that you hurt me by hurting this guy, now you think now it's a chink in my arm.
And to what he was saying, bro, like you almost can't have a good heart in this shit.
Yeah.
Because that's how you get fucked over.
Yeah.
Like it's basically like an exact formula to get fucked over.
Yeah.
Damn.
Absolutely. And that's what I learned.
Yeah.
That's why that was the positive of it.
Right.
That's why I said it's positive because it made me better.
Yeah.
You know, I learned from that situation. So anytime I always say a loss and a loss is a lesson.
Yes, sir.
So you got to look at the positive sides of everything.
Yep.
And, you know, I never look at nothing on the negative side.
Yep.
Like, if I go into a situation, I'm not going to say, man, I know this shit ain't going to work. Nah, I'm going to go into it with the man, I'm
going to make it work.
I think it's going to work. You know.
Make shit happen.
Yeah.
And in our communities, we have no, and you all can attest to this, you know, in our community, you ain't nobody trying to be positive about nothing.
Man.
This negative. You know, the negative news spreads so fast. You know, but you can go like it's just like I seen a meme on Facebook, and it was like you can go and say you got the job, you get 600 likes.
Yep.
But you say you open your business, and you get like 3 likes.
Yeah.
So people would rather see you be a slave, than to see you be the master.
Like I got a job now. Been working the job almost 3 years. When I first posted about this job, people were so happy because they were paying 18.
Yeah.
So, that's big money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We posted the FYE100 Podcast.
Yeah.
And we started to see what you talking about.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the thing is, we're our biggest enemy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like how I break it down is 60-40.
Yeah.
The system of America is 60. We gotta own our 40.
Yeah.
Because it's the mentality. It's like Jay-Z gotta be in the Illuminati because he's making $1 billion.
Yeah.
And it's like, why couldn't that man just be talented and work his ass off?
Yep.
Damn right.
And just to speak on that, and both of y'all made an incredible point. And to speak on the podcast side, I mean, bro, he 100% right. It's like when people see you building an empire, they don't respect it.
Nope.
But once it's there, they like, oh, I always been down with y'all. I had y'all back. And see, that's what I can attest with my boy JARBO. Even when we were just talking, when we was on the ground floor, just building the foundation, he was like, bro, y'all need to run with that shit.
I was hearing about JARBO a lot.
Yeah.
Because it was just one of them things where it's not about the end goal. If you don't have that support at the bottom, you don't know who dreams you crushing.
Right.
And it's one of them things where even I look at a lot of young guys too, and that's everybody at this table. We only want the best for y'all. But even when it comes to that, you do everything you can to give the information.
Right.
But they got to be the ones to run with the information.
They got to apply.
Yeah.
We could have instantly been like, you know what, bro, this shit ain't going to work. We through.
Right.
Yeah.
Right now, what's around us right now, man, that's an ounce. That's an ounce. You know, that's a cute. You know what I'm saying? It's the same game.
Yeah.
It's just you got to make sure that you do your part and pay attention to what you're doing and be invested into it. Like, you can't talk this. Mm-hmm. We told these folks from the jump, this is going to be happening. It was a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We here.
Yeah.
It's the work, man. I hate when guys think that they see you up. They be like, man, you lucky. Ain't no luck, man.
No,
I worked.
He grinded.
It's the grind. You can't escape it, bro.
And that's why I told Ted when he first told me. I like, man, put that shit to work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, go ahead, do your thing.
Yeah.
Because, you know, if you gon' it's like this with me, I'm gonna support anybody.
Right.
Because I ain't no hater.
Right.
I ain't never been no hater. I ain't got no reason to hate.
Right.
Yep.
So I want to see my brother shine.
Right.
Yeah, bro, do your thing. Go to the top.
Yeah.
I told him when we were walking up the steps.
Yeah.
I said, oh, man, you going to get there. You going to get to the top. We're going to blow this motherfucker up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
And that's how I look at it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I come like I told him. And my days be busy. He'll tell you I work all the damn time.
Yeah.
You know, by me owning my business, my clientele is so up. I be having to run here.
Right.
When I leave here today, I got a job I got to go do.
Right.
But I told him, I said, man, I'm coming on there.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to help you blow this motherfucking show up.
Right.
And anybody out there that's listening to the FYE100 podcast,
Yeah.
they got a good damn setup.
Yeah.
You need to be listening to them every time they get on this fucking web.
Yes,
and
sir.
the king said that.
Yes,
Remember
sir.
that.
Yes, sir.
All right, so as far as, like I said, we done learned the lessons. We talked about the lifestyle.
Right.
If you had to give any, I would say, give your number one advice. Yo, from the game, from learning what you learned about the game, learning what you learned about being in that atmosphere, that lifestyle. If you had to tell a youngster right now, hey, bro, if you do this will happen. But learn from your lessons. What would you tell them?
The biggest thing I would tell somebody that's in it, or, I mean, whether they trapping or whatever.
Life, yeah.
Stay consistent. That's the best thing I could tell somebody,
Mm-hmm.
because once you stop, you stop in the momentum, bro.
Yep.
Like right now, even with the podcast, the reason that, like, I mean, it's new likes and shares every day now.
Absolutely.
Because we dropping something every week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like they taking us seriously. You know what I'm saying? So consistency. I would say stay consistent. Whatever you're doing, stay consistent.
Yeah. I just tell these young cats, man, and a lot of old cats need to hear it too.
Man, what?
It ain't age, though.
I'm telling you, it's not. It's a mentality.
I just
Got
say,
old head still goddamn flipping ounces and shit. Ain't never making no profit, for real.
yeah. I couldn't agree with him no more than he just said stay consistent. And I'm also gonna encourage you young cats, man. And I'm gonna speak to the OGs right now.
Okay. Yeah.
If you got a young kid under your wing, man, tell them to put them guns down, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We losing too many young cats, man, to the streets for nothing.
For nothing.
You know, and it's not worth it, bro. Like, go get the money.
Go get it.
Get it. Take your family out of that poverty situation and live life and enjoy it.
Yes,
Why is it that in our communities we have to go through hell on earth when we can have heaven on earth?
Yes, sir.
You know, so every OG that's gonna listen to the podcast or gonna listen to it, King JARBO is telling you right now, man, grab them young cats and tell them to put them guns down, man. Quit killing each other. We don't need that right now.
And if you don't take it from him, Minister Farrakhan say the same thing, bro.
Yeah.
It's a lesson to the black man, bro. It's listen to what he's saying. I'm not saying you can't have disputes or disagreements, but it's how y'all going about doing it.
Yeah.
It's I remember you was a bitch if you went and grabbed a gun for a situation.
It didn't flip now.
Now I ain't doing no fighting. I'm a shoot. It's like I don't know how that happened, bro.
Yeah.
But man, if you got an issue and it can't be solved with words, knuckle up and get that shit over.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's over after that.
That's what we used to do.
It's it. You jack that shit out, it's over.
It's done.
And if it ain't, get them up again.
Get them up again,
yeah. And that's why I think that's something that's lost, man. It is kill first, ask questions later.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, nah, bro.
And
a
two
lot
people
of
lost.
Yeah.
He dead. You going to prison. I don't care if it's 25. That's your life.
Yeah.
It's life.
That's it.
And that's a lot of the lesson that I learned too, man. It's like once you knuckle up with this guy, they respect you more after.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like, nah, okay, he wasn't going. I might have wronged him.
Right.
And you never know where that could lead. Y'all could be best friends after this.
It's happened plenty of times to me.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's one of them things where it's like, instead of me killing, let me talk. If I can talk, let's see if we can work this shit out.
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you can.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that's died, bro, over misunderstanding.
Yeah, just nonsense. Just
Right.
The stupidest shit.
You know, I see, like, we have to, and even us three individuals here.
Right.
Anytime we get a young kid under our wing or around us, give them proper and positive knowledge.
Right.
They may not listen at that particular junction,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
but it'll resonate with them later.
It will.
And so we have to be the ones to, and as long as we deliver our message, our positive message, and set that tone,
Right.
then we've done our job.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and if we're going to be people that we want people to look up to, we have to do our job. And like I said, once we give our message, it's up to them to take it in.
Yep.
And you know, a lot of times, and in our communities also, we gotta get this right here correct. We gotta stop listening to respond and start listening to understand.
Man, look.
Jules.
Man, look, man. You said something else
Because
we do too much of that.
We don't do that. And so that it goes back to what you just said. That's where the misunderstandings come in.
Yeah.
So, you know, before I have a beef with my brother,
Right.
I'm going to sit down and say, hey, first of all, I'm going to reach out to him and say, bro, we need to talk.
Right.
And let's sit down and talk about this. Because it could be just a misunderstanding of he may have read the text wrong.
Right.
Or you may have worded the text wrong.
Yeah.
And it's just misunderstandings like that causes us to lose people, you know, especially a lot of young kids in our community. So I think as a whole, man, we just have to continue to do our job.
And you know, I've said this before on the podcast several times. I always say it. It's over emotional what we do as men in our community, because we think that you're not emotional because you got to fight. That's still an emotional response, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The man in you should come out with logic.
Yeah.
And we get that we look at that as soft.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, a lot of these issues can be done with a conversation. Don't hop online.
Yeah. Ooh,
you know what I'm saying?
Man.
Don't do the little subliminals.
Nah.
Call my phone. Matter where you at.
Yeah.
We can chop this up, because a lot of the times these conversations that don't happen, you just get mad. It fester.
Yeah, it's sitting.
Yeah, it just sit in you like, this motherfucker still ain't saying nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I ain't gonna say nothing because he got it. Bro, be a man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what we lost.
Absolutely.
Being men.
Being men again.
Yep.
You got to be men again.
Got
Yep.
you.
You got to be men again, and it's very important. And I think, you know, what y'all got, and I just got, you know, a lot of times people don't do this, and I'm gonna do this in front of y'all, and I do it behind your back or whatever. I got to give y'all guys credit, because you're doing something that you love,
Right.
and you're not afraid.
Yeah.
A lot of times we be afraid
Right.
of failure.
Yeah.
Right.
Never, and this is my word to y'all.
Okay.
Never be afraid, bro.
Yeah.
You know, even though I can tell y'all not afraid, but just always have the utmost confidence.
Right.
And it ain't being cocky or flamboyant or arrogant.
Right.
It's confidence.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
And while y'all have that, it's going to rub off on other people around you.
Mm-hmm.
And when it rub off on other people around you, now you have a whole team of confident people. That's when you go to the top.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
Because your supporting cast, LeBron James, I'm the biggest fan of him.
Yeah.
The
Why?
GOAT. The GOAT, what I call.
Let's talk about Rich now. Let's talk about Rich Porter, man.
Look at what he did. Yeah. Rich Paul, Maverick.
Yeah. It's deeper than basketball.
It's deeper than basketball.
It's deeper than basketball, man. That man's story is amazing, bro.
And you know the key to it all? Savannah.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
she knew her role.
Yeah,
she holds
That's
it
the key
down.
to this whole thing with LeBron James.
Talk to him, bro.
So
they don't even understand what you're saying. Talk to him, man.
When we doing that, when we have to understand this, no man is a man or a great man without a great woman.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta have your great woman beside you because you're gonna need that to when you need somebody to boost you up.
Right.
Your lady gonna be your biggest confidence booster.
Right. And your biggest critic.
Yes, sir.
So you have to when you get that moral support from her.
Yeah.
Right.
It means more than anything in the world.
Yep.
So you don't think LeBron had bad moments?
Yeah.
But Savannah
definitely
boosted him up.
Yep.
Right.
And LeBron team that's confident, full of Maverick, Rich, all the rest of the guys as a part of his team, they boosted him up.
Yep.
Now you see LeBron, he's so confident.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
It's earned.
Yeah.
It's not pretend. See, that pretend shit is cocky.
Yeah.
But the confidence is like,
that's a good
bro,
one too.
You can't stop me.
Yeah.
And I know you can't because I put things in place that you cannot stop me, bro. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I love it because that's it's deeper than basketball with me. I love him as a basketball player too, but it's the man.
It's what he do off the
floor.
It
really is, bro. Yeah. Like, bro, these guys come from nothing, and they understood that. Like, it's not just about LeBron. Those guys put their egos to the side and understood that LeBron is the guy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But I got something to offer, so he took them with him. And he gave them an opportunity, and they ran with that shit.
Now, imagine what would have happened if Rich had the ego. I want to be the man.
Yeah.
Who's to say what would have happened with LeBron's career in life?
Right.
That's why you got to have, that's why I tell everybody, you can't have this big circle.
Yeah.
You got to have a small circle of people that you can trust, that if your life depended on it, they come and run it.
Right.
You can't be friends with everybody.
Nah.
You can't say everybody family.
Nah.
Because once that circle gets so expanded, you don't even know who in it no more.
Now, you see what you just said, right? It's the same shit with the dope game.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's universal. It's universal, bro.
That's crazy.
Universal.
Just wrapped it all together just
it's
like
universal,
that.
Bro.
So now I said, and just to give another example, I was listening to a podcast, and both the hosts and kind of took off.
Okay.
And just to go by what JARBO was saying, man, it's the people around you once they start supporting you, or once they get behind you with the energy and the momentum. Once you make it to the top,
right,
you take care of them. That he was like, man, I done heard everybody that really was with me.
Yeah.
All his people on his staff.
Yeah.
They executive VPs in the company.
Absolutely.
This man created his own business. Right. His homeboy, the executive VP, and he doing his job.
Right.
He ain't just got it to say he got it.
Right.
He work every day. He put his home girl on. You know what I'm saying? She got a job. She the secretary.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
Bro, you got to build with everybody.
You want to talk about what? That's what white folks do. That's how America is built.
Yeah. Every ethnicity, when you look at look at, I'm going to give you another example. When we look at Asians or Chinese or Arabs,
Mexican.
I call them Afro-Arabs.
Yeah.
Mexicans.
They don't get that. Go ahead.
That's deep. That's deep.
That's too far from them.
Yeah. We ain't gonna dive that deep in.
When you go into their communities,
right,
you're not gonna see none of us with no gas station.
Nah.
You can't go to Chinatown and open up no store.
No, sir.
But everybody can come to our town and open up what they want to open up.
Come on, bro.
Because we have no unity.
Right.
Come on.
And so with us not having
hurt feelings with that one.
I'm saying,
when we don't have no unity, we're not as powerful as we should be.
Yeah.
Right.
So like you was just saying, you build you a small team.
Right.
You get that small team together. And once your team become powerful, this is what LeBron did.
Right.
He built a small team.
Mm-hmm.
Now they run everything.
Yes, sir. Clutch sports.
And now Rich got his group of guys that he trusts.
Yep.
That's how it expands. It's not, let me go get some more people because we small. No, that's not the idea. Those four have to go create their own for. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like you have to build it. It's not gonna happen overnight. Bro.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not.
If you're looking for immediate gratification, you're gonna lose every time.
Every
It's
time.
all about
Every
the
time.
grind and the build up, and that's why I had to bring my boy Jabo on, man, because his story,
Man,
the jewels that he done gave me, seeing him come from man, own businesses and
Right.
everything. It was like, man, we gotta have this conversation,
Yeah.
bro. Cause you one of the guys, bro, I really admire. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it.
It's on.
and guys like you let people know, ain't no excuse.
It
No.
ain't, bro.
No, it ain't
You
no-
want it, go get it.
It's
Go get it.
simple as that.
Don't be scared. You
Yes,
can't be
sir.
scared. You can't
Nope.
be afraid. You can't
Scared
be
money don't make no money.
You
man.
Yes,
can't be
sir.
afraid.
Trapping ain't dead. These niggas just scared.
Yeah.
yeah.
Whether you doing it on the podcast,
Right.
in
It's
the
the trap
streets.
right here.
It's the
Real
trap.
talk.
It's the trap. It's the trap.
So on that note, y'all, we gonna wrap it up, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in with us. We gonna give another special shout out to my boy Jarbo Carter, man, because this was an incredible episode, man. We so
Yeah.
happy to have you on.
We gonna have to have you back.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Hey, and y'all make sure y'all run my guys' numbers up, man. Listen to this podcast, get you some knowledge out of it, but also run these guys' numbers up every fucking week.
Yes,
Because
sir.
this is where it's at.
Yeah.
These brothers is grind from the bottom. Hey, support them, man. Support them like y'all support those white people in all
Yeah.
those PlayStation
Yeah.
5.
Hey.
Support them the
Yeah.
same way.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
It's for the culture, baby.
Yes,
You know
sir.
what I'm saying?
So on that note, we gonna wrap it up. CJ100,
Yes,
Ted
sir.
the FYE100 Podcast.
Yeah.
Let's go.